Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I want to talk about why these cars have a disproportional number that have accidents or are totaled or salvaged, written off, whatever you want to call it. A lot of that has to do with the front end of this car. There's a piece on this car at the lower bumper that is carbon fiber. So it sits right above the bottom of the bumper. This piece is $8,500 because it's handmade, made to order, piece of carbon fiber, very expensive, low production car. So if you tap something with this, bump into somebody and it cracks and it's not repairable, the grill, that piece, the grill's another several $1,000s as well. The metal surround piece for it is about $1,000. Like everything on the front end of this car. The headlights are $4,300 a piece. They're triple LED. They have self-leveling steering mechanism in them. They're just very expensive. The front end of this car is in the area of about $20,000 retail. That's plus paint, labor, everything else. But then behind that, you have all the radiators, the oil cooler, the transmission cooler, all the sensors, the radar. Like there's so much that is on the front of that car that even if you say you're driving down the road and a piece of tire or something comes up and hits it, like it can easily total these cars when they're a $40,000 car. And so when you look at the Carfaxes on these, there's a lot of people that they'll go and get a quote, thinking, oh, it's $1,000, $1,500 to replace this, and then you get blown away by a quote like $13,000. Well, so then you turn it in under your insurance to get it replaced, and so that's what happens. So there's many of these cars that have multiple accidents, and you'll see it's always like the right front or left front corner. That's probably what's going on, something like this. So alternatively, this piece, for example, is shared with the Lexus RCF 2015 to 2019, 2020, before the facelift. And that car has the carbon package, which is the same part, but it also standard came with this piece in silver. It's just a painted piece of plastic. That piece for a silver painted piece of plastic is less than $1,000. So you're talking about $8,500 or $1,000. You can save a lot of money if you're going to go that route. Another issue, these pieces of carbon fiber, much like the interior that you heard me talk about before, they are subject to this delaminating, and all it takes is just a couple little stone chips, and then they look terrible. So if you have one of these and you've recently replaced it, I would highly recommend getting paint protection film on it so it won't do that. And it will prolong the life of that many years. You can still get them removed and refinished. Unfortunately, the front bumper has to come off just to access this piece. So there is a little bit of labor involved, but there are options. So the rear spoiler, it's the same way. Rear spoiler is about $8,000. I mean, it's just ungodly expensive for stuff on this car, but it has issues with either lifting, like it shrinks and it'll start lifting off the trunk. It will delaminate, it will get kind of foggy. I guess Lexus hasn't figured out the right way to do carbon fiber because obviously it still has issues. And that's including the later models, the 2019, 2020s, they're all subject to this problem. So anyway, other parts on the car, at the end of the day, it's just a regular 4th gen GS, GS350, GS200s. The doors are just a regular GS door. The only things that are expensive on this car are specific to the GS-F. So that's, again, the carbon fiber spoiler, but there's aftermarket options for $1,500, something like that, look identical. The taillights are special. The headlights are shared from the all-wheel drive and optional 2016 and up GS350 F Sport. So they're not unique to the GS-F, but they are available for the other cars. They're pretty hard to find used on eBay and some marketplace, some other places like that, but they do exist. Those headlights have a common issue with moisture in them, and I'll talk about common issues in another video. But the seats are special, the trim is special, the rest of it's basically just a Lexus GS, not including the drivetrain, of course. But as far as the exterior goes, most of it is just a regular GS. Not the bumpers, things like that. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share, why you're gonna see a lot of those in this GS-F spreadsheet, why you're gonna see a lot of cars that were written off or a lot of cars with accidents. Is because these cars were very expensive to repair. They were very expensive new, and obviously they don't get cheaper to repair, they get more expensive. So thanks again for watching, guys. Make sure you thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below if your car's had any of these issues or if you've experienced having to have expensive repairs.